Hi there, Sinead Dunn here, and welcome to the Mompreneur Show. This week on the show, we get chatty with Melanie Bundock, who is an EFT practitioner and a life coach. And we talk all about mom guilt and why you need to let it go. And we also talk about asking the right questions for your life and your business. So let's dive in. Hi and welcome to the Mompreneur Show. Could you just tell us a little bit about yourself, your business and your family?
Hi Sinead, thanks for having me. My name is Melanie Bundock. I am a life coach and EFT practitioner. EFT stands for Emotional Freedom Technique. It's also known as tapping. And I use it so there's so many fabulous EFT practitioners out there that can help with all sorts of things from traumas, anxiety, fears, phobias, addictions. But my speciality is actually helping people to set big goals and to actually tap into their big vision. So that's my kind of business, tapping into your big vision.
And tell us a little bit about your family. You have children?
My family. Okay, yes, I've got 2 children. Bonnie is 9 and my son Ben is 12. So Ben's in his first year at secondary school. So I've got one at primary, one at secondary. I'm recently separated as well. So I'm kind of entering this world of lone parenting, which is a bit kind of scary, but yeah, it's fine. It's, we're working through it, and obviously trying to juggle running my own business as well. So yeah, I've got my hands full.
So talking about juggling, how do you manage then kind of your balanced life with work and with your family?
Right. I think the key thing for me really this year has actually been asking for help and support in the different areas of my life, because the thing is, as much as we want to be able to do all this ourselves, as much as we say, sometimes we kind of wear it as a bit of a badge of honour, saying, yes, oh my God, look at me, I'm so busy, I can juggle, I can multitask. Ultimately, it's going to lead to burnout. But for me, it really is just getting help, getting support, but not being ashamed or afraid to ask for help and support when you need it. Yeah. It could be just from, having some really good friends who could perhaps pick up kids from school for you occasionally. I'm lucky that my parents are still around, which is another added pressure in my life. My parents are getting older, so I have got that whole kind of, I'm in that sandwich position as well, where I am kind of looking after aging parents and kind of thinking about their needs as well. So yes, I'm aware that's an added thing that's becoming more and more apparent for me. But they still are great. They still help with childcare duties for me. Fortunately, my children at the age now where they don't need too much, to make sure they don't spend too much time on their iPad. Someone to shout at my son to get off his PlayStation occasionally, but yeah, they're not going to starve, or they're not going to get themselves into too much trouble. So older parents and slightly older children are quite a good combination. And even things like, so one of the very first things I did was, and this is a big thing for me, just getting something as simple as getting a cleaner, for a couple of hours every week has just been, really life-changing. Yes, I can clean my house, but ultimately I really have only 6 hours a day while my kids are at school to focus on my business. I don't really have time to be cleaning. And this is something I'm actually looking, more and more. I also work with the law of attraction and helping people manifest the things they want into their life. So I'm really big on manifesting things. And yes, I've manifested some amazing things, but this year I know I would have made it when I can manifest. These are my goals for this year. I want to be able to get 2 blow dries a week. I don't want to wash my hair ever again. I'd like to have some sort of really lovely, healthy meal delivery service 3 or 4 times a week. Because I love cooking, but again, that takes so much time, the whole meal prep and everything. 3 or 4 times a week. Just starting that off with, once or twice now, but I want to up that. And then this is the person I'm looking for. I'm looking for somebody to change my sheets in my bed and my kids' beds. I never want to have to change the sheets ever again. People take them away, iron them. And I'd really quite like somebody to actually put them on my bed as well. So, I'm not fussed about handbags, watches, that sort of stuff. Just give me my blow dries, my meal delivery, and have someone change my sheets, and I'll be happy as.
The blow dry one, I'll put that on my list. I never thought of that one, actually. I get my cleaner to do my bed sheets.
Yeah, do you know, mine won't do it. It's not on her list of duties. But no, the hair thing is, I know every time I go to get my hair washed and blow dried, it feels amazing. My hairdresser does it so much better than me. It lasts like a good 4 or 5 days. And think all that time you save having to wash and blow dry your hair.
Yes. And you look better.
Yeah.
Yes. I never thought of that one. That's actually going on my list as well of achievements. Yeah, I want to have my cleaner come in a little bit more because my house just gets so messy. There's so many of us in this house, so even though she's here.
But also people can have children at different ages. But I think even when your children are very little, we can start to train them to, put their things away. And I think as mums, and I see myself do sometimes. My 12-year-old son will say, "Oh, Mum, I'm thirsty." And then without even thinking, I go and pour him a drink and, autopilot. Then I think, hang on a minute, you're 12. But now my 9-year-old, she loves making me a cup of tea. She makes a great cup of tea. I think teach them early to make a good cup of tea.
We do, definitely.
It's a life skill. It's a life skill.
Yeah, last night I was teaching my youngest to make herself some scrambled egg. I know some people say that at a cooker, but I'm like, a cooker. Yeah,
it's a cooker. They may accidentally burn themselves, and I'm not, obviously, yes, we're going to keep them safe, but,
she'll learn.
Burn yourself once, you learn. You're not going to burn yourself again. And the children love having that response. Like my 9-year-old, she can pretty much make a cake on her own or cupcakes. Yeah. Just a tiny bit of supervision from me, but she loves having that responsibility. But it's funny, actually, because when I look at how my mum parented me, actually, my mum used to work a lot of night shifts, so very often I would just kind of sort myself out during the day. But now I see my mum, she's trying to hover over my daughter. Oh, she's making a mess. So what? She makes a mess. She can then teach her to clear it up afterwards.
Yes.
We have to. I really believe we are kind of over-parenting our kids sometimes. We are just, they've got to make mistakes. They've got to learn. My son has, going to secondary school, a steep learning curve. Doesn't do his homework, he gets the consequences. I'm not going to sit there and hover over him to make him do his homework. You don't do your homework, you're going to get punished. If you get detention, the teachers will have my support. I'm not going to go running and saying, "Why have you given my son a detention?" And I know there are many parents who do that. They don't like their children being punished by teachers at school. But my God, I had the fear of God put into me when I was at school, and I think a little bit of that kind of fear 100%. Doesn't hurt the children.
Yes, 100%. And I think that it's important as well for our children to be raised and grown up to know that we are human beings as well, and that we're not here to serve. Yes, we brought them in the world and we took care of them to the place of where they can take care of themselves.
Yeah.
And I want to teach my daughters that as well, that women, I know, because I was brought up to believe that we are here to serve our children really and men, and that we're supposed to cook and clean. That's what we're taught in school. And now I want to teach my daughters, no, you don't have to. And I know we're supposed to teach them a lot of cooking skills and stuff like that. I do teach them that, but I'm not raising my daughters to believe that they are going to have to be drilled to a cooker every day of their lives. I want them to have that ambition that they can have a service that will bring in. That's why I teach them, go for that goal.
Totally. And also my son, I want him to become a really nice boyfriend, a really nice husband.
That can take care of himself.
And I'm very lucky that I've got one of each. So they are both exposed to girly things. They're both exposed to boyish things, and they, I guess not everybody has that, but absolutely, Ben, you've got to clear up your stuff, and you will learn how to make dinner as well. He can make a great spaghetti bolognese. Equals. In my eyes, they are equal, and there's no kind of
100%. Okay, so can you share a tip with us as well? So something that you have learned the hard way through your business that you'd want to share with other mothers that are starting off to make,
Okay, so my business model is that I work with people one to one over Skype, coaching. I do large workshops as well. So on a corporate level, helping companies with a big vision. Also, vision board workshops as well. I've moved now more into kind of bespoke vision board workshops. So I kind of have a day rate. So if 10 people want to get together, I will just come to you and I'll deliver it. I probably will get back to doing the larger events again, but again, I've just found that I don't enjoy. I love this is the thing. I think when you have business, you kind of think, I love doing this, but I don't like doing this so much.
Yeah.
And so you're going to have to experience different aspects of your business to make you realize, actually, this is what I love doing. And it's a trial and error, and I do believe there's no such thing as making a mistake. There's no such thing as a failure. It's just another lesson. Something you might think, okay, I've tried it that way. That doesn't work. I'm going to try it differently this time. And it's going to take a lot of tweaking and trial and error. So first thing I would say is, if you've had any failures or any, perceived failures, or times that things didn't go according to plan, it's okay. It's perfect. And it's such a wonderful learning experience. If you didn't experience that failure, you didn't experience that thing going wrong, how else would you know to do things differently or to adapt to what you do want? Then when you kind of find the thing that you love doing, that's where you can put your energy and your effort and your focus. So in the early days, it is a kind of bit of trial and error. I'd say as soon as the income, the funds allow, just to outsource the bits that you're not so good at, the bits you don't like so much, and play to your strengths, do the bits that you are good at. I love live streaming. I could Periscope, till the cows come home, but I don't really like the technical aspect of tying in my lead page to my email provider. God, shoot me. Seriously, I can't. But some people love that. Some people actually make that their business. And I would say actually start off with the small tasks. I kind of think, what is your big income goal? What is your hourly rate? What is the daily rate you want to be making in your business? When I always get people to kind of look at their big income goal, because unless you have a big goal, big vision, you don't know what you're aiming towards. You're literally walking around in circles, throwing darts in the dark, hoping that it might land on the bullseye. When you've got a goal, you can then work backwards. You can think, okay, say I've got a goal of earning £100,000 a year, £50,000 a year. You can then work backwards. Well, what do I need in order to earn that amount of money? It could be one client paying £50,000. Bingo, job done. It could be, it could be 50 clients paying £1,000. It could be, then, work backwards. And then you begin to kind of establish, right, this is my daily rate. This is my hourly rate.
Yeah.
This is what I need to earn. And then you start to look at jobs like getting a cleaner, for example. Getting a cleaner can be anything between, I don't know, £10, £15 an hour. If you think, actually, is my time worth spending doing, because I want to be earning more than £10 or £15 an hour. So if I outsource that to somebody who's really good at it, who can focus on that, I can then focus my activities on the stuff that's going to bring me £500 a day, £1,000 a day, because that is where you can then put your energy. So the thing is, at the very beginning, and I remember being stuck in this. When I first hired a cleaner, I couldn't really justify it. I can't really afford this. But I think the bigger question, and I think when we say that I can't afford this, the bigger question to ask us is, can I afford to not do this?
Yeah,
it's like investing in yourself. It's like, can I afford to go to this conference or event that I really want to go to that's going to cost me £300? But then when you kind of think, what am I going to learn from this? Who am I going to connect with? Can you say can I afford to not go to this?
Yeah.
You'll find a way to make it happen. If there's a coaching program you want to do, can I afford this? Ask yourself, can I afford to not do this?
Yeah.
Is it going to take me towards my goal, to where I want to be? But it's kind of doing it in stages as well.
Well, that's what I want to talk next about, is, I suppose, mom guilt. So we just touched on this a little while ago before the interview started, about an event that you went and the guilt. So can we talk a little bit about that?
Yeah, absolutely. So for the last 5 years, I've really seen the value in investing myself, because I've always had a big vision of where I know I want to be heading. But ultimately, everything that you've done in your life has brought you to this point now. You are the sum component of every single action, every consequence, every thought that you've thunk. Thought that you've thunk? Is that right? Doesn't sound right. Every thought that you know what I mean, has brought you to where you are now. And then a lot of people will say, yeah, but it wasn't my fault that this happened. It wasn't my fault that I'm now single. I'm a single mother now. Don't you know how hard it is? How can I possibly do that? But ultimately, every action, whether we like it or not, we have to put our hands up and say, has brought me to where I am now. And we can blame and we can point fingers for us, till we're blue in the face. But ultimately, we have to take responsibility for where we are right now. And if there is a big vision, if you do have a big goal of where you want to be, you know that you're going to have to be doing things differently, because, and this is one of the best quotes I learned last year, what got you here won't get you there.
Yeah.
So you're going to have to do things differently. You're going to have to make changes. You're going to have to form new habits. You're going to have to get up an hour earlier. You're going to have to maybe go to bed an hour later. You might have to, make some sacrifices. And being a mum, so much guilt comes with that. So there was a business event I really wanted to go to in California in January. And when I first heard about it, I knew there was going to be some amazing people there. I knew that those connections you make in real life are so much more powerful than ones you even make online. Being in the flesh of your mentors and your peers is so extremely powerful. And but when I saw it, I thought, oh my God, it's the middle of January, it's straight after Christmas. Immediately, how am I going to afford that? Then secondly, how am I going to justify going to California for a weekend? It's a 12-hour flight. How can I justify doing that? And I think for a lot of us mums, we'd just say, well, actually, I can't see how that's going to happen. It's not possible. I can't afford it. Shelve it. Maybe next year.
Yeah.
And we leave it. But my desire was so strong to be there, rather than kind of think those immediate. And they did. They were the first things that flashed through my head. Oh, how can I afford it? How can I justify it? I can't see how it's going to happen. I then just reframe that one to think, I really want to go there. How can I make it happen? Yeah. And then you brainstorm, how can I make it happen? And lots of kind of things and so many times this happened for me in my life. When you make a decision that you want to do something, or that I am doing this, the universe will open the doors and it will make it happen for you. I know we're going into slight woo-woo territory here, and when I start talking about the law of attraction, but it's such a powerful force that the universe has heard you. And I'm a big fan of Esther Hicks and Abraham, and really, it's quite woo stuff. It takes a while to kind of comprehend it, but what Esther Hicks always says is, you ask and it's always given. The universe will always give to you. But then people say, well, actually, I've asked, but where is it? Where's my stuff? It's because we've not allowed it in. We've not allowed it to happen because of these thoughts. Like when we say, I can't afford it, how's it going to happen? They are what's blocking it. But if we ask for something and we've made a decision that I want this thing, and then we just get into the state of, so another one of my mantras is don't ask how, just simply allow it to happen.
Well, it's kind of similar to what Tony Robbins states, is that are you asking the right questions? So what you said there, it was like you were asking like, okay, how can I make this happen? So you're not thinking about like, oh, I can't. You're thinking, okay, how can this happen? And
how can I make it happen?
Yeah, and
how can I make it happen? And it really is born out of desire. If you want something enough, if there's a really good reason as to why you want it, you just literally have to allow it to happen. And, stuff happened for me. My schedule rearranged itself. All the childcare, everything just worked out beautifully. I was concerned about leaving my daughter, who can get quite anxious sometimes. She likes me being around. She doesn't like me being away. And I think as mums, we do this a lot, and I see a lot of mums doing it. And this is going to be quite controversial, what I'm about to say, but bear with me. I see a lot of entrepreneurial mums. They'll do something, but all of a sudden their child gets sick and they've had to cancel.
Yeah.
I can't do this because my child's sick. Now, I'm not saying your child's not sick. I'm not saying that anything has kind of caused that. But I think at some energetic level, as mums, it feels safer for us to be in that mum, protective, nurturing role. To say, do you know what? This was way more comfortable looking after my sick child than it does to put myself out there as an entrepreneur. And yes, there have been times my kids have been sick. But what if my daughter had fallen sick the night before I'd gone to California? Would I have cancelled the trip? Some people would have done, but I actually made the decision. My daughter didn't get sick; she was fine. But my daughter's anxiety, I could have let that kind of stop me from going. Yeah. But I had to sit down with her and say, "Look, ultimately, honey, I take you to school every day. I pick you up every day. I'm there for assemblies. I'm there for sports days. Yeah. You know." I am not doing a full-time job where I have to drop you off at childminder at 7 a.m. and I pick you up at 7 p.m. and I see you for maybe an hour before bedtime. Ultimately, you see me for way more than a lot of children with, mums who work full-time see their mums. And again, I'm not making any judgment of those. That's fine for other people, but for me, this is what I wanted for me and my children. And I said, and the reason I'm going away I'm going away for 5 days. But on the whole, I am there with you way more. I'm there for you so much more. And you know what? She was absolutely fine. We did some tapping. I, got her to get nice and relaxed. And it was funny. After she said she was absolutely fine.
Yeah, it's true. Yeah, I went away for 3 weeks. 3 weeks.
Wow.
To Vietnam, but again, it was working. I was over in a hospital training because I'm an acupuncturist, and I was doing some training over there. And I had the same thing, the waterworks before I was leaving, and I felt absolutely terrible. But once I was gone, I was actually forgotten about. They all survived. They had more fun actually because I wasn't there. You do this, do that. House was a mess.
Absolutely. Number of kids I know. There was one. My friend's daughter actually recently. Her mum had gone away, and I said, "Oh, are you coping with just your dad looking after you? Is your dad coping?" And she said, "Do you know what?" She goes, "When mum's away, we don't have to eat any fruit or vegetables."
That's it. My kids, like we had takeout. They didn't clean. They were like, they cleaned before I came home. The August.
Yeah, it's so fascinating because we kind of make up these stories and we kind of say, "Oh, my children, they can't possibly cope without me," and it's nonsense. They're fine. Our kids, they run rings around us. They make us feel guilty. But actually, and that's a really other important thing, as mums, we need that time out. We need to put self-care at the top of our agenda. Yes. And if that means, so I've had 2 trips away now this year. I'm only in February, and I'm going away again in March. Ultimately, it's so important to my self-care and my well-being. I come back more relaxed. I've had some chill-out time.
But as well as that, I think we put that role on ourselves too much. We think that everybody needs us, and maybe it's part of a selfishness inside of us that we want to be needed and wanted that much. But we're only damaging ourselves and our children. So by actually taking that time away to see that, you're not needed as much, that you can actually invest more time and energy into yourself.
Absolutely. And you want to raise independent, strong, happy children. Not ones who are going to be anxious and stressed. Oh my God, I've got to look after myself, or they were in good hands when I left them. But that mum can have a bit of fun, and I think our children, they want us to be happy. They do. They might not realise it, but we're going to be less angsty and shout less and a bit more chilled out, and hopefully.
So can you just share one top tip with us before we leave it?
Top tip. Oh, top tip. I'd go back to the self-care, and it doesn't even have to be as much as, booking a trip away each weekend. I would say to keep on top of your emotions, be aware of your emotions, be aware of, I know me, if I don't, because I see a homeopath who's also a naturopath kind of / therapist as well. I've been seeing her for about 4 years now, and I used to go and see her only at the times when I felt my stress level was rising, almost to the breakdown point. And again, money would come into it. I think it's expensive for a 2-hour session. So I would get myself to I'll just go another couple of weeks and then I'll book to see her. But now, every 6 to 8 weeks, without fail, I will go to keep my emotions, to keep my sanity in check. Because I know that once it's gone so up here, it's too far. You've got to keep yourself, and the stress will come. Life will throw curveballs, and big piles of crap will just land in your lap. But if you are strong and you have, and that could even mean, just going to get a massage once a month or something. Investing in these are ways to invest in yourself. Investing in yourself isn't just buying a coaching program or hiring a mentor. I'd absolutely advocate that as well. But investing in yourself is taking the time out to have some quiet time, to get your nails done, to get your hair done, to make yourself feel good. Because when you're feeling good, you can cope with anything. When you're feeling stressed and overwhelmed, you're going to be able to cope with less. So just find one thing, even once a week, just say, look, kids, I'm just going to go and I'm going to Starbucks. Or, just find some help, get a babysitter. I just want to go to Starbucks for 3 hours, drink coffee and read trashy magazines.
Yes.
That could be self-care.
Sounds like
once a week minimum. And that's all it has to be. It doesn't have to be expensive. But, I'd say once a week, do something cheap, quick and easy, manageable. Once a month, do something you have to invest in yourself a bit more. Once a quarter, have a trip away, maybe even once a year, whatever. Just, you've got to do it. Otherwise, you will burn out. We'll crash and burn, and then we're going to be no good to anyone at all.
Totally. Melanie, thank you so much for being here. Can you just tell us where we can find you?
You can find me at melaniebundock.com. And you can find out more about my online program, Tapping into Abundance, which again, helping people shift their money blocks and their money stories, at melaniebundock/TIA, which stands for Tapping into Abundance.
Brilliant. Thank you so much. And I'll put the links below as well where you can be.
Lovely.
Okay,
Thank you so much for having me.
You too. Bye. As a thank you for watching my video, I have a free gift for you. I know when I first started out in business, I struggled to come up with content. So my gift to you is Content is Queen Blueprint from inside Mompreneur Academy. And this is going to show you ways that you can come up with content ideas so that you can show up to be the expert that you really are for your business. And 2, it is a sneak peek of what is inside Mompreneur Academy and just how the Academy can help you build a successful business, a successful life, and a successful family. So what you need to go do now is click this button now. That's going to take you to a page. You're going to put in your email. This lets me know who you are and that you are interested in building a business and raising a healthy, happy family. And I can send you more valuable content. Then I'm going to send you over to our registration page. Here you will create your account. It will only take you about 10 seconds. That's going to create you an account on my membership hub. This is where I house all my free trainings, and this is where you will get access to all your trainings. So I look forward to meeting you inside your inbox, where I will show up weekly and give you more value and more content. Bye for now.